everyone, and welcome to Lety Does Playing Lone Wolf, the Huntress, Book 3, Echoes of Eternity, Part 15. So, it's been a moment since I had last played because I needed to figure out what I was going to do next. Where I had last left off in my playthrough, I found a door that needed me to put in a code from the demonic pillar and the stars numbers that I got, which took me here to page 138. Then I needed to solve another code, which involved me adding up the values of the letters of my name and to turn to that page in the first book marked for death. Or die. The first time when it came time to do it, I did the math wrong and I didn't find it. So I suppose that's one death. Then I decided to write everything out, and using the input Tanitha, which is what we got from the Bog Witch in the last book, I got that number. I tried that section in the Marked for Death book and there was nothing there. So I guess the Bog Witch lied to me, and now I am dead and stuck in the confluence forever. And because of that, I'm going to go here and mark 2 more on my death counter here. Not the X's from this book because, well, those are separate, but yeah, we did that. And then here on my notes, I am going to, thank you. I am going to write death times 2. And, yeah, so I've added 2 more to my death counter because I did die twice. Once because I didn't get the right section because I got the math wrong. Again, because I got the math correct, but it was still the wrong section. So unfortunate. And thinking about where to go next, I have these messages from Mr. Stark because, well, yeah, I need help. So this was from a few months ago when I first started the book. I've been doing this book for a long time, but, oops, sorry. They had written here, to not show this spoiler until I reach section 250, and sometimes they send me spoilers. I don't, see them all, but if I need the help, I'm going to look at them. So it only said here on this page, your story ends here. That kind of left me a bit confused. So I have here some messages from them, and this, well, this top part actually I can explain because this is when I saw playing book 1. When I saw it out of the corner of my eye, I didn't read it, but a section, a little word that said brand, and then I went on to the second book and I got the brand of wisdom, and then in the third book it said like it was one of the options for the hunting arts, and I had asked Mr. Stark if there was a way that I could select both, because I thought that maybe you could get it in book 1. But now I know that since I need to go back to Mark for Death, I was probably just seeing a future segment. So anyway, spoiler for 250, and then that's why they say down here you will never complete the brand. Okay, so their information that I've been given is before reaching this section there is a door on the beach. You have everything you need to pass it and see the true ending, but you will need your name, which you can only get on section 250. It is meant to be accessed As a new game plus sort of deal, I give you my author's permission to, once you have read 250, go back and explore the door. It won't be easy, but it will lead you to what you seek. So basically, the way that this is meant to be played is you are meant to die. Just like how here, the Huntress, I have all these X's because the Huntress just keeps dying, and at some point she's just like accepting she's dying. We've been dying throughout this entire book. And we've just been coming back. On a broader scale, you're meant to get the bad ending in this book, and then you're meant to play through everything again, I guess. And Mr. Stark has given me their permission to figure out what to do after 250 and not restart the entire thing, which, you know, it kind of feels like cheating that I have this, but what I hate more than cheating is not finishing a book. Not finishing the book. So it would be, it's really useful to be able to just go back a section. I'm going to tuck these away now. So, because our story ended here and we became a permanent part of the confluence, had we been on the last section, which was 151, it actually gave us an option to not go through the door, which is right here. Even if you know the riddle, if you are done with portals and magic and believe the door is an ill omen, then turn to 250, which is what I need to do, because since I don't know my true name, the door is just an ill omen, killing me over and over and over again. So we are going to go to 250 and see what we do next. Is that just the very end of the book? Okay. So, I can't go through the door. This is what I do instead. There is a sob from further down the beach. You head in that direction, struggling to see. Soon you find its source. It's Natan's sister, sitting alone with her knees hugged to her chest, her black hair hiding her face. She looks up when you approach. How are you still here? You ask. All the others, you break off. The words shockingly familiar even as you say them. You look again at the girl, no more than 9 years old. Knowing what she is seeing, for you have seen it too, drifting to you in dreams. Only you realize now they are not dreams, they were memories. A little dazed, you sit, and the girl throws herself into your arms. Automatically, you hug her. They're gone, she says. Natan, everyone, they disappeared. You hold her, making soft shushing noises, meaningless sounds of comfort. Despite the destruction all around you both, the beach is oddly quiet, the surf strangely gentle. The light continues to fade. Things are finally clear to you. Your whole life, beginning here on Voltac and ending here on Voltac, has been one big loop. Soon, you know, the girl will be gone, taken by the void. She will be found by the order of the waking flame, trained to be the Huntress. She will find her way back to Voltac through the storm veil, only to be taken captive and made the faceless. Then, after facing you in the halls of supremacy, she will be thrown back into the void until she emerges from Vasagonia thousands of years later, where the hunt for her past will begin. You wonder if she will make different decisions or if the story will play out the same every time. You hold the girl tighter, remembering as you do being held this way on this beach. You cannot say if you made that memory just now or if it was always there. Are you crying too? The girl asks you. No, you say, and wipe away your tears. What's your name? Ventrix. The little girl says, my name is Ventrix. It's a beautiful name, you say. Do you think we'll be okay? She asks. I know we will, you tell her, and hold her close while the world ends around you. Oh, okay. That's really sad, isn't it? So this is me little Huntress. 9-year-old Huntress. And then, yeah, I guess the world ends. So, what it said there about will she make different decisions or if the story will play out the same every time, I think that's the implication, that I'm supposed to just keep re-going, do everything again. So, you know, extended playability. But now I have the added information that my name is Ventrix. So the Bog Witch lied to me. Or maybe the Bog Witch just didn't know my name. Potentially. But I think she did, because if this order is correct, it says she will be found by the order of the waking flame, trained to be the Huntress. Then she will go back to Voltec and be the Faceless, then get shot, then lose her memory. And in that order, that means that the Bog Witch would know my name. Because she would have met me before I lost my memory. Unless they were just like, your name is the Huntress now. Don't even bother remembering your original name. In which case, I don't know. I guess that could happen. So, new information. Ventrix. We will write this here. I guess cross out Tanitha, because that's just a lie. And now we go back to where I was on 138. Well, yes? One moment. Nope. I'm just verifying. There's a door on the beach. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. That has to be the door. The thing is, there was another door beach adjacent, right? And then the keyhole has a lady's face, which I guess is Jin's face? I don't know. I'm assuming this is the door. So, that means 138 again. I now have the information to continue. Okay. We are back here. I will mark that I have made it back here. We are here again. Here we are. Then I need to do my true name with the values. So we're turning this over. Listen, boy, get your tail out of here. No. Stop it. Right. So, my name is Ventrix. My name's Ventrix. And that means we need this. Okay, lovely. Here we are again. I just need a moment. Okay. Uh-huh. And then, okay, is it 112? Let's see. This will be attempt number 3, and if I'm wrong about this, then, you know, obviously, I die again. because I did the math wrong. Let me go get the book. All right, here we are, marked for death. We try again. We do it again. This is going to be on pause over there. We are back here at marked for death. 112, if I did this right. Please, Lety. I think so. I think so. I just skimmed. I'm seeing some key words. I suppose I'll read it, and if this isn't it, then fuck. I don't know. So, I don't know what to do here. Maybe a line? No, mark for death. This. Okay. Right, and now this is in mark for death, and it should be 112. This is so weird, but okay. There's only the falling and the screaming wind and your name. You hold on to it, a secret fire you keep close, a whisper in your mind that you dare not give voice to, lest the wind steal it and never give it back. The voices bite at you, the wind whips you back and forth, turning you in never-ending circles that trace the pattern of your life. Time ceased to exist. All you know is that eventually you stop spinning, and soon after that, the sensation of falling goes away. Surrounding you is pure vacuum, colder than a glacier and lacking any air. Yet it is as though your demonic mask is drawing air from back on Magnamon for you. Discover you can breathe through it. Even smell moss and salt water and other familiar scents, like the meat cooking in Toran's long market. In addition, the void amulet hangs around your neck, and it exudes an aura of dusk around you, covering you like transparent armor. Within its halo, you feel no cold. Right underneath your endurance score that you have 35 void endurance. While you are in this plane, any damage you take, including during combat, is dealt to the void endurance. You cannot restore void endurance by any means. If you ever lose them all, your shield breaks and the vacuum of the void rips you apart. You try to figure out where it is you have landed, as if responding to your own question, the vast nothingness takes form in front of you. If you have the Kudnai Parasite, turn to 163. If not, turn to 12. Okay. Fuck, was I supposed to have gotten rid of the parasite by now? I don't know where that was supposed to be. Okay. This is just completely separate from my endurance. This is void endurance. Separate. I'm just going to write void EP. And it will be out of 35. And there's no way for me to restore it, so I guess I don't need to write max. If I enter combat, I suppose I would transfer that over to combat. I have the Kunai Parasite, so now I need to go to 163. Have parasites. Okay. The path that forms under your feet is moist and yielding. Your boots sink into it up to the ankles and try to pull off with every step. You continue to struggle forward, and after 100 more steps, jungle trees leap from the ground. This wild growth pauses when you pause and continues when you do. By the time you have walked 1,000 steps, an entire forest has sprung into life around you. Walking through the forest reminds you of being in the serpent swamp, but while that swamp was teeming with life, dangerous and threatening as that life may have been, here is only a pervading feeling of deadness. Thus, when you do hear voices and see a light from ahead, you approach cautiously. The light comes from a shrine of standing stones rising from the mud, so similar to those you encountered in the mushroom forest underneath Turan, that you half expect to see young Cathar coming to greet you. But it is not Cathar who perches in the circle upon mud-struck boulders. Two identical men, hairless even down to their missing eyebrows, sit in purple robes before a fire, hunkered in a desultory slump over a cauldron emitting a thick gray smoke. One of the Cerner twins looks up, even though you stay far back from the light. "Do you sense it, brother?" he says through a mouth wet with phlegm. "Do you sense the larva of the kunai?" "I do, and it is for a certainty." The other lisps, rubbing his hands together and giggling. "Little child, do you hear us?" To your horror, your lips move, speaking in a raspy, small voice that has never before come from you. "Fathers, I am here, and this host body is strong. It has traveled through time to come. Rescue you, to bring us back to Magman, where we may rule in the kunai's favor." One twin claps and giggles in delight. The more serious brother snaps his fingers impatiently. "Well, bring it to us then," he says, and the worm stretches inside of you, taking away all your willpower and replacing it with that of the twins. You are aware of your body moving, but you can do nothing more to control it. It pulls you into the light. The twins give no sign of recognizing you. You remind yourself that time does not flow the same here. You have come from their future. A future does not yet exist. And while it is true that they knew you as a 19-year-old when they convinced you to betray the service of the waking flame, they do not know you with the demon mask on. It is a fine host, and comes with some interesting adornments, the serious brother says, running his eyes over you as if you were a horse he had just acquired. "But we have need of you beyond just the shell, little child. We will give you a place to grow and multiply beyond just one woman. Come with us now." The worm begins to crawl up your insides towards your throat, preparing to exit your body in a way that you will not survive. But for a few precious seconds, while it seeks its exit, you are free of its control. You grip the void amulet with one hand and summon its power. It answers swiftly, filling you with the ability to shape reality if only you can channel it fast enough. Pick a number from the random number table. For each of the following you have, add 1. Farisius Charm, Mark of the Agarashi, the Brand of Wisdom. You may also spend 5 Void Endurance to repick your number 1 time and use the better result. If the number is 2 or higher, turn to 196. Otherwise, spidery legs burst from your mouth, wriggling as they find purchase against your lips. They drag a worm-like body behind them, pulling it from your throat, its hooked stinger ripping out your esophagus as it comes. Your life ends here. Okay, well, I don't think there's any way I can mask this up, because it says for each of the following you have add 1, Farisius Charm, Mark of the Agarashi, the Brand of Wisdom. That's 3. And then if the number is 2 or higher, turn to 196. If I already have 3, then that's always going to be 2 or higher. Right? I have all 3 of those. All right, I'll roll anyway. Oh, it's a 6. Lovely. That's 2 or higher. Thank you. You would have to be very unlucky to get that. Or not get that. Oh. Okay. On this strange plane, the power of the Void Amulet is amplified, giving you abilities you would never have on Magnamon. You form your left hand into a fist, and then drive it inside your chest, pushing through the skin as if it were a gossamer curtain. When you pull it back out, you leave no injury, no hole, but in your hand you grip a black, wriggling worm. As you hold it, legs burst from its sides, 8 of them, covered in barbs, which it tries to stab into your hand. Erase the kunai parasites and any associated penalties from it on your action chart. You have finally cured yourself of it! No! One of the twins cries. Don't hurt it! In answer, you fling it into their cauldron. It is a terrific belching of smoke and fire. So much smoke that the entire stone circle is lost to your view. Thankfully, your mask draws its air from elsewhere, or else you would choke. You hear the twins wailing from a great distance, their voices getting quieter. One of them is calling to the other to save it, save it. It is the last of the parasites. The other casts a curse at you. We will hunt the confluence for you, woman. We will follow you until we have our revenge. Then there is silence. The smoke clears and you are alone, now standing on the shores of a great blue-green ocean, lit from an unimpeded from nowhere by nothing, and yet lit all the same as if it were an unimpeded sunset. Strange creatures with double sets of wings dart down and back up over the water, making cries similar to gulls. Drawing close to the shore, heading directly, but not quickly towards you, is a longboat turned to 127. I didn't expect to get rid of the kunai parasite that way! I thought I was gonna drink something, and then the parasite was gonna die. I didn't think I was gonna flash vibrate into my own fucking chest. I don't know. What? Why? Am I gonna have to do that to Farisha? I've just been able to do that? I guess it's a confluence thing now, but I don't know. I've had the Void Amulet for a while, and I didn't think this was a possibility. Okay! Bye, fucker! Where is it? And it says erase the penalty too. So I'm just gonna kind of sloppily erase this. Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough. And then do I have it on my... Yes, I do. My punishment... I'll fix that in a second. Well, at least I don't have to worry about remembering the punishment anymore. Sitting in the longboat is a single occupant manning the oars. They wear a tattered crimson cloak and underneath a black jerkin and breeches which hug a feminine figure. Their face is hidden behind a red demon's mask, familiar, for it is the same one you wear. However, when they address you, the black lips actually move, curling around the jutting fangs. "Come aboard," the fairy woman says, her voice one that you swear you have heard before. "We've the whole of the confluence to cross. You'll never get there the way you're going." Without waiting for an answer, the figure reaches out a calloused hand and lifts you with no visible effort into the boat, then resumes rowing, slapping the oars against the water in a steady beat. For a time, that is the only sound, though a dozen questions sit pressed behind your lips. Perhaps most important is what destination the fairy woman is headed for, as you can see no land in this ocean. Still ocean. "It goes on forever," the fairy woman says at last, "and not the kind of forever that means a long ways. The real kind of forever, actually endless, and it will stay that way until you know what you are looking for." "I'm looking for who I am," you say, but the fairy woman shakes her head. "You already found that," she says. "Look deeper. In the distance, you think you might see a line just above the surface of the water. It might be an island. Seeing it makes you think of Voltac, and your heart clenches for the people who to this day lay trapped inside the Sindarian vessel. "I'm looking for a way to save them," you say. The land grows bigger, and you can tell it is indeed an island, a rocky island of tall, scrub-covered bluffs, sitting under bright blue skies. Within minutes, the boat hitches up on the beach. You step out, your boots crunching on broken pebbles. The tall cliffs rise above you with no obvious path. You are just wondering how to possibly climb them when the fairy woman calls out, "Remember, in the confluence, you make your own path. Believe in what you want strongly enough, and the way forward will become clear." "The way forward," you repeat, then shake your head, the familiarity of the voice like an itch in your ears. "Who are you? Why are you helping me?" "I am a possibility," she replies. "One ending among many, but not your ending. Don't lose sight of what you are looking for, like I did." With that, the fairy woman pushes off the shore and drifts away. You face the cliffs and prepare to make your own path. You grasp the void amulet and close your eyes. If you have the mark of the Agarashi, turn to 157. If not, turn to 225. So is that me? People before me had the mask. I don't know. I have to go through all this and then examine what it is. Anyway, I do have the mark of the Agarashi. Okay. When you open your eyes, it is to the sight of a tremendous cave that wasn't there before, pouring directly into the cliff. Its roof rises 30 feet above your head. Without hesitation, you step inside. The cave is aglow with red light, though has no apparent source. Soon, sweat soaks your shirt and runs down under your mask. Who can say how long you wander its corridors? It goes impossibly far back until both distance and time lose all meaning. Then you turn a corner and come to a wall of nothingness. To call it black would be misleading. Black is something, a color. This is less than that, less than not. This is not even an emptiness, because emptiness can be filled. This is a piece of the universe that is missing. Dread pounds through you with each beat of your heart as you back away. Perhaps this is a border of the confluence, but if so, it is a border you do not wish to cross. You intend to go back up the tunnel, to the beach, but a desire to scratch your ruined eye hits you, so strong it's painful, forcing you to stop and run your nails over the smooth scar tissue. That is when the voice comes, heavy like a quake. While your kind were still cracking 2 stones together and calling it innovation, I was soaring the skies, filled with fire. When it pleased me, I would share that fire with you mortals, though it did not always please you when I did so. Your hand goes to your weapon, but the voice just laughs. The red light all around you dwindles and dies, as if cowering from the laugh. Then came the dwarves and the giants with their clever tools, it continues. The voice is that of the whispers you sometimes hear in your head. They hunted us, the very last of us who had not already killed each other, we who should have been worshipped as their gods. Deep in the earth I hid, in the land that would become Naros, until the day the sky fell, the day the dark throne came to Magnemon, on which the Prince of Darkness incarnated himself. Heat washes over you as though something large in that darkness just opened its mouth inches from your face and sighed in anticipation. The manner of its arrival meant the end of my physical body. My blood and bones were ground to dust. When the first Agarashi of Naros breathed, they swallowed my ash. My soul was borne away to the neverness, the unformed and unclaimed void of the Daziarn. But still I could see through their eyes at times, taste through their tongues, steer their thoughts, the way I have steered you. The heat builds, fire flares around you, and though it still has little power to illuminate more than the general shape of the spirit facing you, it is enough to see wings spreading like shrouds from a massive torso. A curving neck ends in a crocodilian head, and the jaws of the mouth burns the embers of eternal fire. The shadow advances, driving you towards the nothingness. Across time and space I have drawn you to bring me back what's mine. Now, give me my amulet. Nathor, Spirit, Endurance 32. The combat ratio for this fight begins at -5. Normally, this draconic spirit would be immune to your weapons, but the Void Amulet is allowing you to harm it. Also, you can find strength through certain items and arts. The following weapons deal +3 damage to the spirit each time you deal damage. If you wield both weapons at the same time, gain the bonus for both weapons. Bejeweled Warhammer Naar's Bane. If you have either Santashi or Salazans, then add an additional +2 to all damage you deal. Having Pharisia's Charm adds +4 to the combat ratio. If you have a flagon of holy water or a flask of magic water, you can use it to deal +15 to Nathor. Other poisons and potions have no effect on him, nor do fire seeds. You may still drink Alether to boost your combat ratio, however, and any other potions that benefit you. If you win this combat, turn to 53. I don't have Naar's Bane anymore. I threw it at the wet nurse because I thought I needed to. So this is going to be the end of part 15. I filmed parts 15 through 17 of this Let's Play all in one go, and this clip that you're watching marks the end of part 15. Stay tuned for part 16, and that's all I got for you for now. Get out there, do all the stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!